Hello, everybody, and welcome to Atheist Sunday School, your one-stop shop for everything Atheist Sunday and school. Boy, do we have a show for you today.
Such as every week. But first of all, the first thing that we have to do is mute this screen.
Yes.
Because it always happens. We always forget to mute it.
And now it's muted.
Yeah, and then we just hear ourselves to the thing. But anyways, our guest for today is the always wonderful, the always fantastic, the always intelligent Landon Noll, a real scientist. How are you, Landon?
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zone and latitude, from your friend in the secular astronomer. And if I may say so, or sing so, happy birthday to you.
Oh,
happy
it's your birthday.
birthday
It's like the most
to
embarrassing
you. Happy birthday, dear Lauren. Happy birthday to you.
Well,
we got the whole restaurant treatment from Landon.
yeah, we did. Oh my God, that reminds me. I'm going to Buffalo Wild Wings later today.
I thought you were going to say, oh my God, that reminds me, I'm getting old and I'm going to die soon.
Shit, also, yes. No, but I'm going to Buffalo Wild Wings later today. And
Another trip around the sun, yes.
Yeah.
another one. I don't know how many more of those I'm going to get. But
How many more trips to Buffalo Wild Wings are you going to get?
I don't know, probably a similar amount.
Is it like the left wings or right wings of the buffalo, or just the wild ones?
The wild ones. It has to be the wild ones.
Oh.
I think they're described in the Bible somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As is everything.
Well, we've got a King James version of a Bible, and...
Well, hold on. We'll get to that. But before we get started on stuff, we do have some announcements.
Ooh.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Why don't you throw announcements at the people?
I will. So the demon summoning is also coming up. We're still working on our giant the seal or whatever.
Yeah, magic circles.
Yeah.
They've got to be huge.
It's a lot of work to summon demons, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, it really is. We also have the forged fiction on Revelation. It's going to be done this week. I guarantee it. My computer is fixed.
And it's going to be, what did you say, over 30 minutes long?
About 30 minutes long.
About 30 minutes long.
About 30 minutes.
So if you want to hear Lawrence talk about Revelations for 30 minutes...
It'll be there. And
It'll be
also,
very revealing.
Wow.
and also $1 patrons and up, every patron gets get access to the script.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that up now?
Not yet.
Oh.
I'm going to post later. So, anyways, also the esoteric Nazism video is coming up.
We're still waiting on some translations from some people from German that I reached out to, but it's coming along. Almost finished with the script. Well, almost finished with the first draft of the script.
Sure. Also, as you may have learned from Landon's amazing rendition of Happy Birthday, that it is, in fact, my birthday today. And Landon is a fucking monster in a good way because he got so many fucking books. I was very surprised to get all these. So I have not brought all of them here, but we have this amazing set here that we have. It's probably going to be one of the best things that we could possibly have on the show.
why
I will.
don't you show
It's a
people-
surprise. It's an unveiling. It's a revelation, if you will. So this is Robert Alter's translation and commentary of the Hebrew Bible.
Wow.
And it's a 3-volume work. Obviously, we have the 5 books of Moses. That's the Torah. We have the prophets, and that includes Kings and Ezra and all those other ones. And they're the writings. This is stuff like Psalms and Proverbs. But also, we're going to be using this today. The writings. So because Chronicles is a retelling of a lot of the stuff that we learned in First and Second Kings.
Learn.
It's it's actually at the end of the writings portion, as you can see. And here, if you guys can see them, there are the other two. So this is fantastic. It's a new translation and a full commentary. So I'm very excited to see what we can pull out of here. What chapters are we doing today? We're doing 13 through 16.
13.
Yep.
Yeah, 13, 14, 15, and 16, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
So I am going to pull this out, and if we have some discrepancies, we can check his translation and his commentary. So this is
Excellent.
going to be incredibly useful, I hope. Probably more useful than the Oxford Companion to the Bible.
Which, alongside, we also have the NIB Old Testament survey.
Yes, and the 2 books that we just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you're paying attention, you can see a clip from our old episode.
Yes. Here is here's a clip from our last episode.
Yep.
If you guys were paying attention, it was sitting right here on the table.
We didn't mention it.
Yeah, we did not. So
Yes.
here's a clip.
It's a very small clip.
No, I'm just kidding. Here's the actual clip. Let's roll the tape.
Cricket. Cricket.
Cricket,
This is a really good pun.
rolling the tape.
Wow. So you wanted to
No,
be
we're
a
not
stand-up
actually-
comedian at one point, and
Nobody's
what you're
playing our
giving
last
us is
episode.
like, rolling the tape. Come on, you got to up your game.
Yeah, whatever, man.
So when I'm looking at the live thing, I'm seeing you roll the tape.
Yes, you are.
So just to check, just to be sure I'm on the same roll.
All right. So now that we've told you what other books we have, let's get start with the 100-point show real quick.
Oh, yeah. Well, why
Yes.
don't you give me your 100-point question?
You know what? I have been preparing 100-point questions.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it's really rare, and I'm gearing up for for our 100th episode. So let's see which one I have this week. All right, Greek historian Xenophon wrote a book about Cyrus the Great in which he gives an idealized version of Cyrus and portrays him as the philosopher king. What is the name of this work?
Ooh.
Yeah, some real questions here.
The
Wow.
Enchiridion, definitely.
No.
Darn.
The book.
Wow, that sounds cool, but no.
I've heard of the work, but I don't know that I know the name of the work. I mean, I've heard of this philosopher king portrayal,
Yeah.
and that is it. I just out of curiosity, is that considered an accurate portrayal of this king, or is it just
we don't
romanticized?
we don't know. We don't actually have that much about Cyrus, and all of our accounts by themselves are pretty biased, all of them. So we don't actually know, but from what we can reconstruct, probably not. He was great in battle until he died in a battle.
Wow, I guess he wasn't that great in battle.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, the last battle was a little bit off, but
Yeah.
and by the way, hi to the chat. I can't see you, but hopefully you're there, and maybe the chat knows the answer.
The chat does no one's saying anything about it in the chat, but they are saying hi to you, Landon, because everyone misses you.
Oh, I missed the chat.
Yeah. So the answer is, and I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, Chiropedia. Or Cyropedia. I don't
Man,
know.
I was so close.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, here's my 100-point show question. In Twin Peaks, who killed Laura Palmer?
Oh, I am going to go with the sheriff.
No.
Damn.
The deputy?
No.
I'm sorry.
character?
No,
Darn. I tried.
it was her
What
father.
did the chat room know?
Her father.
Spoiler alert.
Now
Yeah.
I can never watch the show.
Oh, dear.
I was going off of the.
Oh no, it's been out for like over 20 years. You really didn't have any time to catch up on that.
It's ruined for me forever.
This is horrible. You're a horrible person, Ruben. What is your 100-point show question, Landon?
Well, for today, a historic question, which is when was the first act of vandalism?
The first act of vandalism. Interesting. The first
Ever?
one. The first one that we have record of.
Well, you have to so if you want a hint, I don't know that if you like a hint on there, where does the word vandalism come from?
Vandals?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes, vandals.
Yeah, and so
Is the city of Vandals called Vandals?
well, they didn't have a city up until this point of active vandalism.
Oh.
I'm gonna say it was the same time as the first cave painting, because that's vandalism.
Any other guess, Lawrence? Chat room?
They got nothing. I also have. No, I'm gonna go with something about the Vatican.
Well, you're pretty close.
Ah.
And so, did the chat room have any ideas?
They
So-
do not.
Okay, so in year 455, Christian era, the original act of vandalism was the sacking of Rome.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
Jonah.
Jonah got it. Yeah.
Jonah got it just before you
Oh.
said it.
Jonah, so you are you win the 100 points.
Yeah. 100-point show winner over here.
He's the one who got any
Yes.
points, so he wins.
So,
Yeah.
So the expression of vandalism was the Vandals sacking Rome, which you kind of say, well, the Vatican's kind of there, but at that time it wasn't the Vatican. But yes, it was Rome.
Ah. Okay.
Sacking of
Yeah.
Rome.
That was kind of close.
455, Christian era, actually on this day.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Interesting. All right. So.
And those points are redeemable at an
nothing.
exchange rate of 100 million points for $1 US,
Eventually, you'll get there.
with a minimum of $1.
Yes.
All right. So, let's hop right into the readings, I guess. As you said earlier, you have the King James Version. I have the English Standard Version.
We also have the Holy Scriptures according to some Jews in the New King James Version.
And obviously, we have Robert Alter's translation as well.
Yes, excellent.
I've got some dried peanuts, my cell phone, and a Mountain Dew.
It's interesting. We have lots of books about from Jewish people about the Bible. It's kind of. I wonder if there's a correlation there. But I have the New American Standard Bible, Reference Edition. A
Reference
Israel
edition.
Company publication.
Excellent. Well, why don't we get right to it then?
Yep, chapter 13.
Chapter 13. Now, in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, began Abijah to reign over Judah. He reigned 3 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Micaiah, the daughter of Uriel of Gibeah. And there was war between Abijah and Jeroboam. And Abijah set the battle in array with an army of valiant men of war, even 400,000 chosen men. Jeroboam also set the battle in array against him with 800,000 chosen men, being mighty men of valor. So now he has mighty men of valor
Yeah.
who have been
So,
established before.
These are different
what do we know about the population at that time? Was there? I mean, is it conceivable that you could have 1.2 million people?
In
a
this
spot?
area, I don't think so.
No, they
No.
like to inflate their numbers by 100 times.
I've only read 2 books
Mhm.
on the archaeology
Yes.
of the time, and no, there was just not that many people living there.
Or maybe even 10 times. So I could imagine 40,000 people and 80,000 people. Could you imagine that?
I mean, it was definitely somewhere in the tens of thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so are you saying is this potentially a translation error, or is just the Bible
I think
lying?
this
It's called
is
exaggerating.
No, it's
Yeah, I think this is
Propaganda.
more propaganda.
Yeah.
So the apologetics would say that it means a great host and an even greater host.
Oh.
right?
Yeah. The thing is, this guy Robert Alter notes, as is usual, this number and the ones that follow are highly inflated.
Well,
Rajano Gray, thank you for the $4.
thank you, Rajano
Ooh.
Gray.
Chapter 13, bankruptcy.
Well, I mean, mainly here it demonstrates that Jeroboam has literally twice as many people as Abijah.
Yes, yes. I think that's the apologetics thing of that, and of course, as Larry said, this is the bankrupt. Maybe it's bankrupt from point of view of logic. So.
All right. And Abijah stood up on Mount Zemaraim, which is in Mount Ephraim, and said, Hear me, thou Jeroboam, all Israel. Ought ye not to know that the Lord God of Israel gave the kingdom over Israel to David forever, even to him and to his sons by a covenant of salt. There's your permanent covenant.
Yeah.
Covenant of salt. Is that?
Yeah. This commentary says that the idiom suggests an irrevocable covenant. And obviously, we know that it did not go to David forever. That did not go well.
No, it did not.
Well, I had my fingers crossed behind my back when I said no take backsies.
Oh.
Because I'm God.
Because there's references to 2 Samuel chapter 7 verses 12 through 16, and Leviticus chapter 2 verse 13, and Numbers chapter 18 verse 19.
Yeah, I do remember that theme popping up, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you said 2 Samuel 7?
Yes, there's
Yeah.
a reference to that.
Yeah, that's the dynastic promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yet Jeroboam the son of Nebat, the servant of Solomon, the son of David, is risen up and hath rebelled against his Lord. This is Abijah saying this.
I have to say, mine says master.
Yeah, and this guy translates it as master and says, this strategically chosen term makes Jeroboam an underling rebelling against his legitimate master, Rehoboam, the Davidic monarch.
And there are gathered unto him vain men, the children of Belial,
Oh, shit.
and
Ooh.
have strengthened themselves against Rehoboam the son of Solomon.
Now, of course, I don't have Belial. I have the worthless men.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
When Rehoboam was young and tender-hearted and could not withstand them. So now he's calling them baby killers.
Yeah. by the way, my translation said refer to the word as scoundrels.
Oof.
Ooh.
Scoundrels.
I like scoundrels.
I do like the children of Belial. It would make a good, black metal band.
Yes, it would, actually.
I wonder if there's already name probably already taken.
Yeah. And now, ye think to withstand the kingdom of the Lord in the hand of the sons of David. And ye be a great multitude, and there are with you golden calves, which Jeroboam made you for gods.
Yeah, and let's remember we haven't actually went over that here.
Yes.
So like the chronicler doesn't tell us about it, but we already know that.
Yeah.
But,
Here are
but
your
are
gods.
not that isn't all that written in the something of the Chronicles or something?
Yeah.
It's this calf thing. I think you actually said something about the golden calves.
Yeah, I had a very long video on the golden calf.
Yes, if you haven't seen the golden calf video, go check it out, everyone in the audience.
After the show.
Right.
After the show, you can become a Patreon and then gain access to it.
Yeah, I guess the script also. Yeah.
Right. Have ye not cast out the priests of the Lord, the sons of Aaron, and the Levites, and have made you priests after the manner of the nations of other lands, so that whosoever cometh to consecrate himself with a young bullock and 7 rams, the same may be a priest of them that are no gods?
Yeah,
Here's
so-
monotheism showing up.
Yeah, and remember that the Levites were. Jeroboam was like, no Levites here. He set up other people that weren't Levites for the calf worship. So the Levites were once again not guilty of any kind of calf worship.
Yes. But as for us, the Lord is our God, and we have not forsaken him. And the priests which minister unto the Lord are the sons of Aaron, and the Levites wait upon their business. And they burn unto the Lord every morning and every evening burnt sacrifices and sweet incense. The showbread also they set in order upon the pure table, and the candlestick of gold with the lamps thereof, to burn every evening. For we keep the charge of the Lord our God, but ye have forsaken him. And behold,
Behold!
Behold. And of
Oh,
course,
shit.
you need a Behold t-shirt if you go to the
Oh,
Facebook
yeah,
group.
exactly. Landon knows where it's at.
yeah, God himself is with us, our captain, and his priests with sounding trumpets to cry alarm against you. O children of Israel, fight ye not against the Lord God of your fathers, for ye shall not prosper. But Jeroboam caused an ambushment to come about behind them. So they were before Judah, and the ambushment was behind them. So he's attacking their flank.
Oh,
Yep.
they're flanking again? Brilliant.
And when Judah looked back, behold,
Behold!
Holy crap.
Behold.
Wait, hold on. Do we have audio issues?
Yeah, one of you
Behold.
just died. Just now.
Oh.
Behold.
Was that you then?
Behold,
Probably right.
Behold. Behold.
Alright.
It is you, Ruben.
Oh,
Your
was?
mic
Okay.
too.
it's not on my end.
It is.
No, mine has full battery.
Oh, your mic won then.
So I believe the behold count is now at 2.
That's correct.
Correct? Okay.
Well, we can.
Anyways, and
Let's go ahead and say behold again, Lauren.
Behold!
Okay, you blew the mic forever.
Oh.
the battle was before and behind, and they cried unto the Lord, and the priests sounded with the trumpets. So they're surrounded. Then the men of Judah gave a shout, and as the men of Judah shouted, it came to pass that God smote Jeroboam and all Israel before Abijah and Judah.
This is a lot like that the dragon shout that took down the walls of Jericho.
Yeah,
What do you think? What do you
but
think they shouted?
Well,
They what?
What do you think they shouted?
I don't know. Just something like that.
Usroda.
I don't know. Usroda.
yeah,
Kamehameha!
yeah, it's Skyrim basically. So basically, they just surrounded them and shouted, and they all died.
And Jeroboam died. Yeah.
Yeah. And the children of Israel fled before Judah, and God delivered them unto their hand. And Abijah and his people slew them with a great slaughter.
Oh shit.
So there fell down slain of Israel 500,000 chosen men.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That
50,000.
would have. I mean, surely you would have some giant mass grave or something like that, wouldn't you? Or
Yeah, you would have to have like giant pits of bones and like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Thus the children of Israel were brought under at that time, and the children of Judah prevailed because they relied upon the Lord God of their fathers. And Abijah pursued after Jeroboam, and took cities from him, Bethel from the towns thereof, and with the towns thereof, and Jeshanah with the towns thereof, and Ephraim with the towns thereof. Neither did Jeroboam recover strength again in the days of Abijah. And the Lord struck him, and he died. But Abijah waxed mightily, married 14 wives, and begat 22 sons and 16 daughters. And the rest of the acts of Abijah, and his ways, and his sayings are written in the story of the prophet Iddo.
And I don't think we ever got any long narrative on Iddo, did we?
Nope.
I don't think so.
No. Yeah.
So it isn't. It's declaring that they're written. It's not asking, are they not written?
Right.
Yeah, it is declaring it. So I'm guessing we have lost stories about the prophet Iddo?
Or get this, the chronicler was working on a sequel, but he died before it came out.
Oh, man, what a shame. That could have been great.
Maybe he had a
probably
copyright
not.
strike against him.
We've read through a good amount of the chronicler's work. It probably would not be that great.
No, it would be very dull.
Yeah.
So do the commentary books there say anything about Iddo or?
About Iddo specifically, no. But it does say on that verse, the Hebrew term used instead of, hold on, which one here is 22, about them being written in the story. Apparently, the Hebrew term there is better translated as midrash, and of course, midrash is a pretty common term, and it occurs only once more in the Bible, also in Chronicles. It is an all-purpose term that can mean expounding, inquiry, and more, and it later became a set for biblical exegesis by early rabbis. Yeah, so it's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So it wouldn't actually say in the story of the prophet; it would say in the midrash of the prophet.
Right. Folk tales.
So midrash again is what? Help.
This translates to expounding or inquiry.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, now it is the set of exegetical books.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Did the apologists sort of say this is a lost book, or it was not inspired by God, or whatever the thing is? This. Midrash?
I don't know. My best guess at this point is that there was some guy in between the time of writing Chronicles and in between the Torah and Deuteronomistic history composition. That somewhere in between there was this dude who was saying other things about these kings. That's my best guess off of the limited amount of information that I have.
So some other prophet that they took seriously was also saying stuff at the time of the writing.
Something like that. Yeah.
I guess.
Probably a little bit before the time of the writing. All right. Oh, and so that is the end of chapter 13.
yes,
right?
that's the end of chapter 13.
Yes. So if you guys are enjoying the stream, please drop a like because it really helps us out, and Landon would absolutely enjoy it. And
yes.
you want Landon to be happy, don't you? You fucking assholes. Okay.
Happy
Now-
birthday!
and give it do it as a birthday present. Share it with your relatives. Share it with your ex-relatives.
Share it with your father
Especially.
Yeah.
on Father's Day.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Lawrence, your birthday's on Father's Day this year. Oh.
I know a lot of people couldn't hang out because of Father's Day.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Real sad.
Yeah, I know. My life is a fucking sham.
Wow, that's one way to look at it.
Well, that's a big leap.
Yeah.
Real sad.
So anyways, so I have a note here for the beginning of chapter 14. It says that that chapter the first verse in chapter 14 in Hebrew is the end of chapter 13. So,
Huh.
yeah. That's just another one of those. And Asa did what was good and right in the eyes of the Lord his God. Sorry. Actually, the one that I missed. Abiah slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David. And Asa, his son, reigned in his place. In his days, the land had rest for 10 years, so no war. And then the one that I had already just read. And Asa did what was good and right in the eyes of the Lord, his God. He took away the foreign altars and the high places and broke down the pillars and cut down the Asherim. So this is, themes that pop up
Yeah.
over and over again.
He's
So
erasing
ashram
foreign
is
religion.
what again?
What's up?
What is an ashram?
Oh, it's the
the
Asherah
groves
pole.
of yeah. There's
They're in a circle.
there's like a totem pole type
Kind of,
thing.
yeah. It's for the worship of Asherah.
Yeah, it's another god.
Yeah.
Goddess.
Yes,
actually.
goddess. And commanded Judah to seek the Lord, the God of their fathers, and to keep the law and the commandment. He also took out of all the cities of Judah the high places and the incense altars,
That's a Freudian slip.
and the
That's
kingdom
funny.
had rest under him. He built fortified cities in Judah, for the land had rest. He had no war in those years, for the Lord gave him peace. And he said to Judah, let us build these cities and surround them with walls and towers, gates and bars. The land is still ours, because we have sought to the Lord. We have sought the Lord our God. We have sought him, and he has given us peace on every side. So they built and prospered, and that is in contrast to the last guy, who we were just told they did not prosper when they were to go up against Judah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the official Judeo-Christian position is that we should build a wall.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
And tear down the high places, right?
they might use that verse as as justification for it. Hold on, I'm reading this note on the first verse here. And Asa did what was good and right in the eyes of the Lord. The chronicler hews to the theology of the Deuteronomistic history. Asa imposes cultic purity on Judah, and as a reward he is granted respite from his enemies and then an impressive military victory. So that just makes perfect sense with how the Deuteronomistic history was portrayed. And Asa had an army of 300,000
Oh, yeah.
from Judah, armed with large shields and spears, and 280,000 men from Benjamin that carried shields and drew bows. All these were mighty men of valor.
All of them?
All of them.
All of them.
Yep.
Every
Wow.
last one of them.
And that's after probably a good portion of them died.
Okay, so it went from having like a small group of mighty men to
Well,
having.
this is different.
So the mighty men is expanded.
The mighty men here would probably refer to a different group of people, just a different group of warriors.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were the 280,000th and first spear person. They say, no, you can't join. We only have round numbers. Go home.
Get the hell out of here.
But we
Well,
did
it's like-
make a joke about that
Either that or
before.
find another 100,000 people and then you can join. Or whatever
Yeah.
it is, 10,000.
Well, before to be one of the mighty men, when there was just a few of them, you had to be pretty impressive.
Yes.
So I imagine.
But I'm
that-
guessing that was like David's like personal entourage.
Yeah. But these mighty men are not necessarily nearly as impressive as the OG mighty men.
No, the OG Mighty Men they were David's chosen. They were much more impressive.
Ooh,
and
you got
Reggiano Gray.
$5.
Thank you.
For the $5, Reggiano Gray. Awesome. Thank you, man.
Oh, thank you.
Nothing at all like Islamic State, of course.
Oh, of course.
No, not even little.
Not
Yeah,
even.
because they struck down the low places, not the high places.
Yeah. So, let's continue here. Zerah the Ethiopian came out against them with an army of 1,000,000 men. Oh, shit.
Wow.
1,000,000 men
million.
and 300 chariots. That's it?
Wait, what verse is that? I see. It says 1,000,000. So yeah.
1,000, yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
you have 1,000, but you only have 300 chariots? Are those chariots iron chariots, by the way, or
I don't know, but if they're iron, Yahweh's fucked. He can't do jack shit about them. Although, from what I know about Ethiopia and the land of Cush at this time, I don't think that they were very big on iron at the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think like Egypt was getting iron from them.
well,
I might be wrong.
from what I
Correct
know
me if I'm wrong. Somebody.
about Ethiopia in general, a military force of 1,000,000 men
Yeah, that's enormous.
is outrageous.
Yeah. 300 chariots and came as far as Marasha. And Asa went out to meet him. And they drew up their lines of battle in the valley of Zephatha at Maresha. And Asa cried to the Lord his God, "O Lord, there is none like you to help between the mighty and the weak. Help us, O Lord our God, for we rely on you. And in your name we have come against this multitude. O Lord, you are our God. Let not men prevail against you." So this is more of that theme of, Yahweh. He's the war god. And you want to win.
And
you gotta,
their God.
Yeah. You got to curry his favor. So I have here something about Zerah the Cushite. There are two peculiarities here. Cushite consistently refers to Nubians. And what?
Nubians.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
So-
like it's in like Lower Egypt, like
Yeah, okay.
and it is somewhat improbable that an expeditionary force of Nubians, whose homeland is south of Egypt, would invade Judah far to the north. Some scholars contend that there were Nubian mercenaries in the Egyptian army, but there is no mention here of Egyptians, and a mercenary would not have been put in charge of a vast military force. This Nubian general, moreover, bears a perfectly good Hebrew name. In sum, the historicity of this entire episode is doubtful. It should be said that the Book of Kings has an entirely different narrative about Asa.
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine the logistics of getting a military force of 1,000,000 men
Through
up
Egypt,
through-
or go
from like the southern part of Africa all the way
it's not the
up.
southern part of Africa.
You said it was in the southern
Eastern.
region.
It's Ethiopia.
Of
so it'd be
Egypt.
Eastern. But
Of
they'd have to go
Yeah.
up.
Oh.
You're right. They have to go up the Red Sea area.
Yeah.
Around.
Like, that's another option. They'd have to go from the Red Sea through the Negev all the way up to, all the way up to Judah.
It was
You think that
hard
many
enough.
people moving through would kind of leave their mark on the place, but
It was hard enough for Moses and all those people to get all the way over there. and
These
they-
guys are they're far superior.
They even had a flaming pillar in the sky that told them where to go. And, I mean, like, you're just going to have 1,000,000 people dying of heat stroke in the middle of the desert with no resources.
Oh, maybe that's why they win.
Maybe.
it didn't take them 40 years to get there, probably.
Yeah, it did not take him that long. So where the hell were we? So the Lord defeated the Ethiopians before Asa and before Judah, and the Ethiopians fled. Asa and the people who were with him pursued them as far as Gerar. And the Ethiopians fell until none remained alive, for they were broken before the Lord and his army. The men of Judah carried away very much spoil, and they attacked all the cities around Gerar, for the fear of the Lord was upon them. They plundered all the cities, for there was much plunder in them.
Whoa.
And they struck down the tents of those who had livestock, and carried away sheep in abundance and camels. Then they returned to Jerusalem. So, for perspective, the Gerar is apparently a coastal town in the Philistine area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would that be in the Gaza area right now? Not modern day Gaza area, or?
I think so. Yeah, wouldn't that be?
I mean, Gaza is a coastal area,
Right.
so I would imagine.
Yeah. Here's another note here. It is questionable that these towns could have been Nubian possessions. Seriously. Asa's army, if in fact this happened, does what armies sweeping everything before them generally do. It destroys and plunders whatever in its path offers gain, regardless of whether this population is hostile. Well, that was nice. So yeah, that is the end of chapter 14.
Are you hearing some strange interference?
You know,
So
I think I am.
Some static. Or
It might
something?
be because I completely doubt the historicity of this narrative.
Oh, wow. Completely doubting the historicity of that narrative caused
Oh, we gotta fade out.
all
Doctor.
sorts of things. Oh.
Behold, I am your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and I want to let all you heathens and sinners know that I support this wonderful episode of Atheist Sunday School. Lawrence and Reuben try their very best to bring you the true glory of the Bible, and they need your help. They have provided links to their Patreon page and other social media just for you. Once again, my name is Jesus Christ, and this is Milwaukee Atheists. The Lord is with them. God bless.
Wow.
Wow, that
Jesus Christ, that was awesome.
Wow. Wowie zowie.
Yeah,
Just blew my mind.
yeah, you know, at least,
Maybe we need a new message from him.
yeah, we could
Or a
probably,
variety of messages. At
Yeah,
least.
yeah.
We could mix it up.
we could get another one from him.
Oh, we should find a Muhammad lookalike.
That's haram.
Are you sure?
No, I'm pretty sure it's just illegal in their culture. I'm not sure about the definition of haram.
Oh.
I just hear it a lot.
What's
Jeez.
Muhammad supposed to look like?
I don't know, a pedophile?
Wow, dude.
I guess.
I mean, am I wrong?
So you're saying that he's got like a big handlebar mustache?
Or maybe like a really thin mustache?
I think you're
No.
supposed to talk about that.
Whatever. He married a 9-year-old.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
damn it.
pretty
Did you
messed
see that
up.
9-year-old? I don't
But
think
you know,
there's
the
an
numbers
argument
get
for it either
exaggerated,
way.
and other numbers get de-exaggerated, right? That's the way it was back then.
Yeah. Besides, if you saw that 9-year-old.
All right, let's hop right into chapter 15. Right after you guys drop a like
Yeah, if you haven't dropped a like so
and
far,
subscribed if you haven't. For
I
some
mean,
reason.
And
that's
click that
like,
little bell button thingy.
Yeah, the bell.
This
That's
one
pretty
of those.
important. Not really.
yeah.
Not anymore.
Notified of there.
Well,
So
you know, I've noticed that some of the things that I had clicked the bell for have unclicked the bell
Really,
for me.
that's annoying. And sometimes they don't even
incredible.
give you all the ones that you click the bell for, and it's like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, what's the purpose of even having this?
Yeah, basically now I have to have like a
Ooh,
small
I
number
know,
of
it's-
subscriptions that I actually check.
It's
Yeah.
user fraud.
Is that what it's called?
No, that's what it's there for.
Oh, okay. Well, it's annoying. Fix your shit, YouTube.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
algorithm.
let's not talk shit about YouTube.
If we just
other-
yell
otherwise,
at YouTube while we're on YouTube,
Yeah.
then it'll
Yeah.
fix itself.
Yeah, maybe
There you
maybe
go. Well,
Susan will get to us.
if I may suggest, chapter 15.
Yes.
Nah, we got a bitch more.
Chapter 15. Let's hop right into it.
All right.
Now the Spirit of the Lord came on Ezra, the son of Obed, and he went out to meet Asa and said to him, "Listen to me, Asa, and all of Judah and Benjamin. The Lord is with you when you are with him. And if you seek him, he will let you find him. But if you forsake him, he will forsake you."
Oof.
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
That's important. So, and now many days Israel was without the true God and without a teaching priest and without law. But in their distress, they turned to the Lord God of Israel, and they sought him, and he let them find him. And there were times there was no, and in those times there was no peace to him who went out, him and who came in, for many disturbances afflicted all the inhabitants of land.
Just a second there, Landon.
Thank you.
So we got a $2 tip from Rajano Gray. I bet Apostate Prophet would do a Muhammad message. I don't even know who that is.
We could.
Oh, the
check
Apostate
him out.
Prophet is an interesting fellow who has commentary about Islam.
Oh,
okay.
so he's like us,
But for Islam.
But not.
but not.
Well, he is a if you will. In fact, his byline I think is stay away from Islam.
Oh, great. Well, maybe we can have him on as a guest.
Yeah, we could. We could
Once
try that.
we cover the Quran and
Yeah.
the Hadiths.
Okay, let's continue.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess we're at verse 7, right? They said,
Wait, are we? I think we're
But-
on 6, right?
Yeah, we're on.
oh,
six.
verse 6,
Yeah.
verse 6. And the nation, and nation was crushed by nation, and city by city, for God troubled them with every kind of distress.
Oh man, he sent the damn plagues on them. I bet.
I bet you,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But you be strong, do not lose courage, for there is reward in your work. Now when Asa heard these words and the prophecy of Azariah the son of Obed, for the prophet spoke, he took courage and removed the abominable idols from the land of Judah and Benjamin, and from the cities which had been captured in the hill country of Ephraim. And he restored the altar of the Lord, which was in front of the porch of the Lord.
So just to be clear here, he already did that before,
Yep.
Yes.
and now it's just retelling that, or he's just doing the same thing.
Well, maybe these abominable idols keep sneaking in right on the side.
They must. They must.
There must be a smuggling ring, and so they if they build walls around the place, then maybe the idols wouldn't. But then the bad people would throw the idols over the wall, right? So you have to build the walls up.
I think there is right outside of Jerusalem. I think there is a spawning site
A spawning
that
site.
spawns magical, idolatrous idols.
Oh, and then
Idolatrous
NPCs come by and pick up the spawned items.
No, they're magical, so they can walk over there.
Oh, well, shoot, that's more than Yahweh can do.
See, I can say that because magic fixes all problems in all models.
Absolutely. Well, that's why they tell you not to consult with wizards.
Yeah, they don't want you
Solving
solving all
problems.
problems.
So it's interesting that it says the abominable idols, right? I think what they're, maybe what the verse is trying to say is that the idols which are abominable in the sight of the Lord or something like that. But one could read us to say, well, the non-abominable idols were left okay intact, but the abominable ones were.
Yeah, yeah. I think that it could definitely be interpreted that way. Well, let's see. What verse was that?
That was verse 8.
That was verse 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 8.
All right. I have. This altar translates it as disgusting things. So I think that does imply that there are things which are not that.
Oh,
Well, some of those
Ruben, your mic is dead.
idols,
Great.
were like fertility idols
It's
and
on
other
your
sort of
end.
things which were naughty in the sight of the Lord, or had naughty bits on it.
All right. Let's continue.
All right, so we're back to 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 9. And he gathered all of Judah and Benjamin from Ephron, Manasseh, and Simeon, who resided with them, for many defected from Israel when they saw that the Lord God was with him. And so they assembled at Jerusalem in the 3rd month of the 15th year of Asa's reign. And they sacrificed to the Lord that day 700 oxen and 7,000 sheep
Wow.
for the spoil that they had brought.
Bad time to be one of those.
Oof.
I guess. And by the way, do you think are those just random sheep, or are they like the? Because it would say round, right? I think they're just basically taking any old sheep.
Well,
Yeah. So-
the animals that are allowed to be sacrificed are laid out in the Torah.
Yeah, in Leviticus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if they're following all those rules.
I think they are.
here.
They try.
I think they are. Yeah. I think these are definitely animals that you can sacrifice. Thanks, Bible.
Yes. And I assume was this a Levitical sacrifice, or people were just doing it on their own?
Well, it seems like since it was done by Asa and the congregation, I guess, that it would be like an ordained kind of thing. And since he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord,
Whatever.
I guess it would have to be through him in the priesthood.
Yes.
Yeah.
I presume so. Okay. So, and they entered into the covenant to seek the Lord God of their fathers with all their heart and soul. And whoever would not seek the Lord God of Israel should be put to death, for whether small or great, man or woman.
So,
Wow. All right.
if you're an atheist,
Yep.
you should be put to death.
Well, I think if we're doing the apologetics route, this is only referring to the people that have entered into a covenant. And I guess if I'm circumcised,
If you're
that's technically covenantal.
If you're Jewish, are you considered born into the covenant, or do you have to take it on yourself?
Isn't the circumcision supposed to be a sign of the covenant?
The circumcision.
So Jews that don't seek the Lord, the God of Israel, should be put to death.
So the official,
Huzzah! I should be put to death.
the official Jewish position is that apostates from
Official.
Judaism should be put to death.
Official.
Well, official as of 2 Chronicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Moreover,
it's not just
they
Islam.
made- I said, in verse 14 it says, moreover, they made an oath to the Lord with a loud voice, with shouting, with trumpets, and with horns. And all Judah rejoiced concerning the oath, for they had sworn with their whole heart and sought him earnestly. And he let him find them. So the Lord gave them rest on every side. And he removed Maacah, the mother of King Asa, from the position of queen mother because she had made a horrid image of Asherah. And Asa cut down the horrid image and crushed it and burned it and at the brook of Kidron. You gotta watch those mothers, right? They do. They let this be a lesson on Father's Day, right? This is but in the high places were not removed from Israel. Nevertheless, why? I mean, come on, dudes. You got a perfectly good example the previous time when you remove those high places, and you're going to go and crush horrid images and so forth. Why? I don't know what it said, but the high places were not removed from Israel. Nevertheless, Asa's heart was blameless in all his days. But couldn't you blame Asa for not removing the high places?
You could, but
Well, mine doesn't say it was blameless. It says, nevertheless, the heart of Asa was perfect all his days.
which verse specifically? Where is that?
17.
17. But the high places were not taken out of Israel. Nevertheless, the heart of Asa was wholly true all his days. And let's see, verse 17 here. But the high places did not disappear from Israel, yet the heart of Asa was whole all his days. So that's that. Some other translations, but I'm guessing it just means like he
He was a good guy.
yeah, he was a good guy.
He was a good guy.
Went over to the Lord and stuff.
So you got to do this right. I mean, if you're going to go and do all this oath thing and rejoice thing and so forth, you got to go to those high places as well, because there's cobwebs up there. We got to root them out.
He broke his
and
combo.
So verse 18, and he brought into the house of God the dedicated things of his father, and his own dedicated things, silver and gold and utensils, and there was no more war until the 35th year of Asa's reign.
So all
Now-
you have to do is put gold and silver utensils in a place, and then there will be no more war. We've solved world peace. It's
Yeah.
right there.
So I want to point this out quick. I am pretty positive that could we find where Asa's reign is in 1 Kings?
No, as you see, movement doesn't occur anymore. There are just gold and silver utensils everywhere. We have solved the problem.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the dates for this don't work out. I'm pretty sure that this is one of those fantastic biblical contradictions. So it says here that there was no more war until the 35th reign of the year of Asa, and I'm pretty sure Asa didn't reign that long. I think in 1 Kings, he reigns for like 27 years or something.
I think he had 2 reigns, and they just cut it into 2 segments.
Let's see.
There's 1 Kings chapter 15, verses 13 to 15, perhaps.
You said 1 Kings chapter 15.
Verses 13 through 15, perhaps, or
So they have this thing about Rehoboam and Jeroboam.
Okay. Let's see, 13 through 15. Where does he die in this one?
In chapter 15, verse 9, it introduces Asa.
but we had mention of Asa back in chapter 14, verses starting at verse 2.
Yeah. I'm just saying that I am pretty sure this contradicts the king's account.
But
Here. It says, and there was war between Asa and Baasha, king of Israel, all their days.
Yeah.
So does that go in? Okay, so that's the next thing that we're going into. So this is supposed to be in between here and here.
Well, either way, we'll find it eventually.
Because didn't we in chapter 14 talk about Asa is right inside of the Lord and removed from the foreign altars and high places and tore them down? I mean, didn't we read that in chapter 14, verses 2 and 3?
No, we definitely did multiple times.
Then we read it before that.
But here they're saying that the high places were not removed from. Maybe that's from Israel. They were removed from Judah, but not from Israel.
Yeah, that's
so.
a
This
possibility.
comes verbatim from chapter 15 of 1 Kings, where it says in 13. It says Maacah, his mother, is removed from being queen because of the idols. And the high places were not removed. Nevertheless, Asa's heart was perfect with the Lord all his days. And he brought in the things that his father had dedicated and things himself had dedicated into the house of the Lord, silver and golden vessels. So that's just like a quote from 1 Kings.
Yeah. Because it says silver and gold and utensils.
Oh,
so I
also, Chris,
Yo,
if you can go to this screen and not have that full screen, we're full screen up on our thing so we can't see the chat.
what? How did that happen?
I don't know, you must have clicked something. Alright,
Press F. Press space.
okay.
Okay, go back to doing your thing.
Yeah,
Sorry
so
that happened.
Yeah, that was weird for us. We couldn't see the chat.
So that's the end of chapter 15. If you enjoyed the stream so far, then give us a like and a subscribe and all that good stuff. And
Yeah.
we're going to get into chapter 16.
While you're reading, I'm going to be looking for the specific, the amount of years that he actually reigned. Because
Okay.
I am
Okay.
almost positive.
All right.
Watch it be the same, and you'd be so disappointed.
Also, I think we should get this page refreshed. Because the
Yes.
chat isn't showing up now.
Yeah, I don't know what you did, Chris.
Hello there, chat room. I miss chatting with your folks and beholding all that good stuff.
All right. And we're going to direct Chris here. Go left.
Go right.
Up.
Go up.
Up.
To the right. Click.
Yeah. Okay.
For those that may not know, because I got a lifetime ban for allegedly making comments about Australia. Who knows? Who knows the mysteries of YouTube? But yes, apparently I did. I broke the unwritten rule, and so I'm banned.
I mean, what a bunch of bullshit. That was such a fucking stupid reason.
Yeah.
That's
Anyways.
okay. Their YouTube is cute. Anyway,
I'll get us started in chapter 16.
chapter 16.
In the 6th and 30th year of the reign of Asa, Baasha, king of Israel, came up against Judah and built Ramah to the intent that he might let none go out or come into Asa, king of Judah. So he's building a blockade, basically.
A wall?
Yeah. Then
They really like those.
Then Asa brought out silver and gold out of the treasures of the house of the Lord and of the king's house, and sent them to Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, that dwelt at Damascus, saying, There is a league between me and thee, as there was between my father and thy father. Behold!
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 I have sent thee silver and gold. Go, break thy league with Baasha, king of Israel, that he may depart from me. And Ben-Hadad hearkened unto King Asa, and sent the captains of his armies against the cities of Israel. And they smote Ijon, and Dan, and Abel-maim, and all the store cities of Naphtali. And it came to pass, when Baasha heard it, that he left off building of Ramah, and let his work cease. Then Asa, the king of all Judah, then Asa the king took all Judah, and they carried away the stones of Ramah, and the timber thereof, wherewith Baasha was building. And he built therewith Geba and Mizpah. And at the time, Hanani the seer came to Asa, king of Judah, and said unto him, Because thou hast relied on the king of Syria, and not relied on the Lord thy God, therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of thine hand. Were not the Ethiopians and the Lubim a huge host, with very many chariots and horsemen? Yet, because thou didst rely on the Lord, he delivered them into thine hand. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly. Therefore, from henceforth, thou shalt have wars.
Oh, man.
Dear. See, this is what you get when you don't go up into the cobwebs of the high places and root out those abominable thingies.
Yeah, well, it's like, jeez, all he did was try to solve his problem on his own.
You can't do that.
Then Asa was very wroth with the seer, and put him in prison, for he was in a rage with him because of this thing. And Asa oppressed some of the people the same time. And behold,
Behold!
Behold.
the acts of Asa, first and last, lo, they are written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel.
Yes!
Ooh.
I guess we can have a count
That
of one of those.
you
but
do realize that's literally the Book of Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
It's not as exciting now.
not as exciting. But the seer, he was put to
Death.
Yeah, the seer. I was curious about that seer.
yeah we
He was sent to prison.
yeah he was sent to prison. And then we have a note here about Hanani the seer. Although he is mentioned in 1 Kings, there is no report there of this extended prophetic exhortation.
Oh, so this is add-on. This is the DLC material, folks. You don't get this in the base game in the first time through.
Continual retconning.
Continual retconning. You know, intermediate retconning. It's
Yeah.
great.
And Asa, in the 39th year of his reign, was diseased in his feet until his disease was exceeding great.
Gout.
Yet in his disease he sought not to the Lord, but to the physicians.
Oh no! How
Oh,
good.
no.
Oh my gosh.
Them doctors with their vaccines.
They're
And,
gonna give him the autism.
yeah. Oh.
I wonder if this is used by various people. Like, aren't there Christian sects and so forth that say you're not supposed to, you're supposed to pray away your disease, that sort of thing?
Yeah, Christian
Yeah.
scientists, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scientists
Oh.
with
Yeah.
big air quotes.
They're even doing it wrong because they're trying to solve problems. They should just let God solve the problems.
Yeah, seriously, come on. He'll get to you eventually. So the okay, so the ailing in his feet, he became limp. The one he had to like wear crutches or some shit like that. So
Crocs.
oh my god. Okay. So apparently, there's a comment on it in 1 Kings 15:23. But it's really weird because he was always so good,
Yeah.
and then he just
Well, he went to see a doctor, That's
But that was after.
unforgivable, though.
Yeah, I mean, because it was in, as I said, it wasn't in his 39th year. But again, he didn't clean out the high places and those abominable thingies.
yeah, I guess.
He
No.
really sucked, huh?
Yeah.
And Asa slept with his fathers and died in the 140th year of his reign, and they buried him in his own sepulchre, which he had made for himself in the city of David, and laid him on the bed which was filled with sweet odors and divers kinds of spices, prepared by the apothecary's art. And they made a very great burning for him.
So I have some notes here on those last two things.
Don't do it.
This
Filled
is
with spices of various kinds, instead of filling. How did you have it? What was your translation?
diverse kinds of spices.
Oh, sure. Okay, fair enough.
Whoop-dee-doo.
Anyways, the obvious motive would be to mask the odor of the corpse in its early stages of decomposition.
Yeah.
This detail does not appear in 1 Kings 15. And then they lit a very great fire for him. This is not strictly speaking a funeral pyre because cremation was not practiced in ancient Israel, sure. One infers that it was a grand public gesture of commemoration, celebrating the life of a person regarded, at least by some, as a great and virtuous king. Makes sense. And
well, obviously he wasn't a great and virtuous king, or else he wouldn't have gotten sick.
yeah, he wouldn't have gotten sick.
Yep.
If he was great, God would never allow that to happen.
That's how you can tell.
Yeah.
And you know, I think this is one of the most useful things we've had on this show, by the way. So thank you, Landon.
Excellent.
You're most welcome, and I'm glad we have a book that's actually useful commentary.
Yeah, there's a lot of pretty awesome stuff in here.
Not just a pretty blue cover.
And with that being said,
Although the cover is really trippy.
Yeah.
This is just these covers are really kind of nuts.
with that being said, that's the end of chapter 16 and the end of what we're reading
Today's
today.
episode, yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you everyone for joining us. And after the show, we're going to have a hangout for the patrons. Landon's going to be included in that. Ellis, I was just going to say, I don't know if Ellis is watching, but
Thank
Ellis,
you for the $25 donation, Ellis Hall.
Thank
Yes.
you, Ellis.
thank you for the $25.
You got Ruben doing the
Happy
handgun.
birthday, Lawrence. Thank you. And I was
That's
just
a
going
nice
to say,
birthday
you know,
present.
Ellis, to hop into, you know, the Patreon hangout. We miss you over there, buddy.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
And anyone else who wants to hang out on, our
Oh.
Patreon,
You
go
say
sign up and
Yeah.
join us.
Yeah, the wonderful Patreon Nightbot has been spamming it.
We should do a Discord.
Happy birthday.
Lawrence
Oh, Landon's still going.
Singing birthday tune.
But yes, but folks, please consider becoming a patron of these fine folks. The money they use goes to various important works like demon summoning and turning gold into lead, or is it lead into gold?
Oh, lead to gold. Why would you want to turn gold
Go into lead.
Hella easier.
Well, actually, you actually it's easier.
Yeah,
to do it
hella
that way
easier.
From the be radioactive, have it decay down to lead. Yeah, so
Yeah.
or decay up and back down to lead.
Start with radioactive gold, and you had lead basically in a few weeks.
So, anyways, also if you guys want to see what we're up to, Facebook and Twitter, those are absolutely free to follow.
Yes, they are. You know what else is free to follow?
Hmm.
Our YouTube channel.
Our YouTube
Oh
channel.
wow.
Yeah.
What was there? Oh, the wish list. Yes, in the description you'll find a link to our Amazon wish list. So if you feel like getting us some books, especially for birthday times, it's down there. Find something you want to see something about, and we will read through it. And
Use it.
yeah, we'll definitely use it.
So I mean,
Yeah.
basically, you could give them a book, and they'll effectively give you a book report, and it will return back to you many-fold as the wisdom they acquire from that book will be extolled to you in various things like the show, as well as you have these Patreon things and other things that are doing like the Golden Calf narrative and strange Nazi things and other stuff that you're doing. What was your most recent work, by the way?
Well, I guess that would technically, like the one that's already been posted, would be.
Yeah.
I did the video on Dan's CV, but that didn't really.
Right.
There was the Egyptian afterlife video.
Yes.
That took a lot of
Yeah.
research. And before that, I did one on the separation of church and state.
Mhm.
And then before that, that was the Golden Calf video. But right
Yeah, so
now,
I think I did a book review somewhere
somewhere in there.
in there.
But anyway, so consider, I guess it's at the bottom of the, below in the description below. There's the Amazon wish list,
Yeah.
and consider going and getting a book.
Because you guys are going to get a lot of great information just as soon as I finish all these books.
Yeah, we will tell you all the juiciest bits that are in him.
The good parts, yeah. But no, this Revelation video is going to be fucking awesome. I put so much fucking research into this thing. Like, when it comes to forged fiction videos, this is definitely my most researched one.
Well,
I want it to be very in-depth.
excellent.
Yeah.
And it will be in depth. And when the viewers see that video, they will have to be sure to like, share, and subscribe on that video.
Yes. And before we go, teespring.com, also link in the description. And everybody,
Do
thanks
we have
for
mugs?
We do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us this week.
And thank you, Landon, for being here. It's always a pleasure. And everybody, we will
See you next Sunday.
Thanks for watching.